Let your ex tell the story. Why did your relationship end? Well, the real problem was that asshole, Aknight Jose Snope, didn't trust me. If he had trusted me, he never would have looked at my phone and uncovered the affair I've been having with one of his best friends. And I could continue to F that dude while allowing Aknight Jose Snope the privilege of paying my bills. What a dick. Damn. You're always so suspicious of the guys I bring home at 3 in the morning. Edit. Lol, she saw this. She brought guys home at 3 in the morning? That's disrespectful to your whole relationship. Woke up one morning and she's just sitting there with some dude looking shocked as hell. I trusted her, even though she cheated in the past. She spent the next 3 days with him. Then when I moved out he moved in. But they totally didn't do anything. They just slept in the same bed together. I found his artistic nudes of a 4-yo and overreacted by calling police. Mayo edit. For everyone taking issue with this, I'm telling from my perspective of what he is regularly telling people about why our relationship ended. He had the pics. I found them. I hope he is in jail. This was done to me as a child, and I hope he rots in hell. I'm very sorry to hear that happened, and I hope you can find peace and healing. His trial is next year, so hopefully we get justice then. He needs to stop being so possessive and controlling. If I wanna ref my coworker after a shift and take him back to the house and have you catch us, I fully expect you to be okay with all of it. Lol. If that ain't some one-sided bullshit to the relationship, I don't know what is. I want to feel alive again also. She started sleeping with a married man who impregnated her, and she got an abortion a couple weeks after I moved out. If that's feeling alive, I'd rather be dead. Yeah, that sounds like she threw away a good life. It was much deeper than that, but that was the end result. Pathetic. She called me in tears when she told me, and I just said it's not my problem anymore. We are not friends like that anymore. I changed my phone password because I felt like it. If you need to use it, I'll open it for you. Cut to April. She's living in New York with her new boyfriend, and I'm being served divorce papers. They had been dating for 6 months while we were married. The pandemic definitely changed some people. Some for the better, but not all. I don't want anybody opening my phone though. When your significant other leaves their phone at home and you need to search for the address of where you're going because they are driving, that's not a reasonable situation where your phone would be needed. Refusing to provide the passcode even then, and pulling over to search it herself. Hella sus. That B was crazy. So was my ex before that, and my ex before that, and the one before that. I guess I just attract crazy, and I'm no way to blame. Apostrophe. My wife and I got swindled by a girl like that. We got really close to her, and she constantly would make remarks about wanting to be with us romantically. She shared the crazy stories of her crazy exes, and we somehow didn't realize that in reality, she's just a C //T. We were both blind to it cause she was really hot, I guess. I cowardly abandoned her despite her truly loving me. Are you me? I consider it the bravest thing I've ever done in my life, and the moment when I took charge of my life and saved my own life, I almost married my oppressor. She loves more than anyone else. She cares more than anybody else. Maybe that's also why she was physically assaulting me. She loved me so much she couldn't keep her fists off of me. I think she just wanted a human pet to use like her emotional support teddy bear. From her prof, took too long to get his degree. How dare he take 6 years to complete a physics/math degree, bachelor's and master's. That's too long and unacceptable. He should have been done in 2 years and made us rich already. The problem was I was too perfect and my balls were too full of power. This guy's balls were too powerful and my ex loved gargling them. Beats my ex using them to impregnate herself and then telling me she's scared and nervous. Ah, young love. Dodge that bullet like Nia. You aren't the person I groomed you to be. This is the only comment here that's got me fucked up. Sorry bruv. Thanks, man. How am I supposed to sit at home and constantly smoke weed if he's constantly drunk? Damn lol. Oh yeah, I was not the good guy in that situation. That was 5 years ago though. Difference now being that I'm 2 years sober and I still get hints from mutual friends about how much hasn't changed with her. Congrats on 2 years sober. Dude, that's awesome. I deliberately picked a fight, just like I do every Saturday, to force him to apologize and treat me like a princess for the rest of the weekend. But this time, when I suggested that he didn't love me and we should just break up, he actually had the nerve to agree. I couldn't believe it. That line had always worked in the past to at least get roses and a gift. He's such an asshole. I even refused to leave for a while, giving him the chance to apologize to me and take it back. But he was so stubborn and just flat out refused, even when I kept calling his phone over and over from my car, insisting that we spend one last night together. He wouldn't let me back inside his place. I still can't believe that. He owed it to me to at least hold me one more time. I even told him that, and he was still a stubborn jackass about it. Deleted my comment, so readers would not be confused. The commenter above is a gentleman telling the story from the perspective of his ex-girlfriend, just like the prompt requested. It was long distance. I avoided all girls as she said, stayed loyal, yet one day I felt she was down. I asked what's worrying you? She told me she kissed her BFF and cheated on me. A day later she ended it. Wow. That's terrible. She sounds very self-centered. Back then I'd agree strongly, but now I matured. And before I say she is, I want to understand why she did that. Then say if she is actually self-centered. Yet that whole relationship felt one-sided tbh. Thank God. Someone on Reddit who doesn't think cheating is this black and white clear image. Don't get me wrong. It's terrible and never justifiable. But there's never no reason people are cheating. Honestly, catching feelings for someone else during a relationship is almost as bad as cheating. I didn't try hard enough cause I couldn't handle the pressure and stress of raising 4 children all under 9 years old. A full-time job, a part-time job, all household maintenance and upkeep, and an alcoholic partner who contributed nothing to the family or the household and drank his entire paycheck every week. God damn. That F sucks. I'm a selfish narcissist that doesn't show emotion. Talking with a therapist about events in the past, I've been told she couldn't treat me and that I generally don't visibly show emotion. And, as a guy, seem to have RBF. So, I put people off and she started to always think I didn't love her. Then, there was the gas station analogy and how I was abusive via it. Gaslighting. Why would he get so insecure just because I started liking another guy while I was committed to you and I'd just tell him all the time about how amazing he was? Such a dramatic guy. Huh. Blame him for him being a wimp and a loser at life and block him off lol. I tricked him into moving to another state, a year-long move, in order to carry on my affair with my current husband. Reality, he went to another state for a year for training and wouldn't let me and our son go with. I had to stay back and work to send him money so he could focus on his training and not work. He was an abuser. I'm totally ashamed I accepted it. Months after he was gone I found he was hiring hookers and I realized I was already doing it on my own and I didn't need him. I filed for divorce. 3 months later I started dating someone. He didn't care until this point. Moved back and told everyone he wanted to work through things and I was cheating the whole time and that's why I won't give him a chance. Wow. He really twisted the narrative. She joined the Navy because she loved seamen. I didn't have any job. I didn't do any chores. But I still totally will be a stay-at-home mom for our future kids. Also, any advice my BF gave me was wrong and misogynistic until the problems, especially financially, got too big and he needed to bail me out. Also, I act like a ref child and throw tantrums when I don't get my way, which include threatening with harming myself, threatening with suicide, throwing my boyfriend's stuff, breaking his shit, hitting my head on the door, threatening to bite him and more. But it's not my fault. It's also not the constant smoking a pot and tobacco, drinking an entire bottle of wine every evening. No, it's all the self-diagnosed mental health and ADHD that I have. And let's not forget that, if anyone asks even a little bit of effort from me, I can't do it, because I totally have. Also, I refuse to do anything about it, even if my BF told me that he wants to pay for psychological help. And the most fucked up thing, my BF took me back over 10 times already because he has the heck of a ref peanut. I can't continue with our plan to have a life together. You are vaccinated. Apostrophe. What? They didn't know that before. Also, what? Basically leaving me because I'm vaccinated. He's a bit of a conspiracy theorist, but I never expected it to that extent. He saw an article saying stuff about the bad effects of being with someone as an unvaccinated with vaccinated person, especially in terms of having kids. And that's it. For more than 2 years, he kept it from me and left when things are getting real. She was too much of a little girl, couldn't take her beatings like a man, wouldn't have my 5th child, wouldn't kill herself when I told her to, broke up with me from the mental hospital landline, and never spoke to me again. Not even to thank me for all the flowers I left at her mother's house. Goddamn teenagers. Jesus Christ. Are you okay now? Much better thanks. Turns out 30-year-old psychopaths don't go into relationships with teenagers with the best intentions. Learned a lot about myself and others. Doing a lot better mentally. Yee. It's always hard to explain that. Yes, it's okay to be into 2 older men, but you should really be suspicious of the older men who are into you underscore. No guy with honest intentions wants to date a teenager. Glad you got out of that. You're too young and immature, and I'm a cheating liar. Zero accountability, I take it? Nope. It's all my fault, of course. /U0001 fee 0. We were having problems, and I made her cheat. Wow. She really knows how to toss blame around. Alcoholism. On Hoss end, both TBH. But mine was more extreme and came with sides of depression and anxiety. For some reason, he didn't like that I was cuddling with my best friend on the couch. He got it into his head that I was cheating on him or close to doing it and decided to end the relationship. Nothing ever happened with my friend, nor did I want it to. The fact that I immediately moved with him to another country was just a coincidence. Women are a trip, literally. Don't kid yourself, men do this too. He ran out of money after I spent it all. For the first 18 months, she was just using me for my money and cheating on me. After the divorce was concluded, she wants to be a man. Reality, I'm disabled, and although I was unable to work, I did contribute to our bills. He was the one spending more than he made every month and refusing to learn how to budget. I never cheated. We just stopped having sex because he wouldn't shower first. I left after he assaulted me. I waited until the divorce was settled to tell him about my physical transition because I knew he'd change his story and I wanted his friends to see how full of S he was. I feel like you lot don't understand the question. Right. Not 1 ounce of self-reflection or charitable thinking in this thread. I stick my D in my ex and blame her for making me cheat. And my D smells like Bo, no matter how much I wash it. Yikes. That sounds gross. Like really musty and unpleasant. I couldn't imagine going more than a half day without cleaning myself downstairs. Or at the very least right before some woman's face will be near that area. The last thing I'd ever want is for her to come back up to kiss me with testis smell all over her chin. That would be insanely embarrassing. I'm a crazy bitch. Like all of my other exes. Real story, he was controlling and a cheater.